Back in business. Let's go to the next area. Which one do I go to? I guess this one, right? It is South 1.
1K, I'm sending you a little software upgrade I put together that should allow you to detect which files will lead to a data stream overload. Unfortunately, I'm not doing this to help you avoid them. In fact, I'm gonna need you to search for more.
Oh, Mel.
Sorry about that. But if we're going to unlock all the systems that
doll.
are responding, you'll have to connect to the data stream, possibly more than once. It's the only way for me to get access.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, cool. Beautiful. Solve puzzles.
In this area, there seems to be a problem with the machine that makes the tetromino bridges. That means you can solve the puzzles, but you can't activate the tower. Look for a lab that lets you connect to the data stream.
I already found it. I'll send you the coordinates.
Connect to the data stream in the lab. Well, okay. Well, hello, Madam Pandora. You run a fishing line through my area and you'd expect me not to notice it. Oh. Big generator, I think. Oh.
Look at this place. It's beautiful, isn't it? Mesmerizing. That's how it lures you in, I think. You see all these beautiful things and your imagination starts working overtime. And then the puzzles, the towers, the mysterious apparitions, it all draws you further in, deeper into the trap. What if that's the whole point of this place? What if every time you have one of those visions, another little bit of you is corrupted, overwritten with the hubris of this place?
I haven't been corrupted. Let's not be superstitious.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to suggest you were, whatever it is I'm trying to say. I guess I'm just disappointed in myself. Byron needs me. You all need me to do my job, and I can't even use a terminal. If this is all really the work of the Founder, I don't know, maybe she lost her way. Or maybe we're just not ready. But once we find Byron, I suggest we get the hell out of here and never come back.
Byron won't allow it. And neither will I, frankly. Awesome. Sorry, rubbing my eye again. Oh my gosh, I can't fucking. Oh. Where are my fucking. Where are my glasses? Anyway. From Thuya. Dear Founder, everything has gotten so much worse since you left. Keep pursuing the goal, but our lives are getting less happy. When the weather is dry and the dam runs low, there's nothing to do in the whole city. Things don't get fixed anymore. We even had to dismantle the cinema. I know it was frivolous and pointless when we can just watch video files, but it was fun to go watch movies together like people used to do. I believe in your wisdom, Founder. I believe we have to avoid hurting the planet like our ancestors did, but I don't know if the mayor is doing what you would have wanted. Isn't there another way of reaching the goal? Please, I know you left for a reason, but I don't think we can go on this way. 5358, 5358, 5358. On the universe, a fragment from Stratton's on the universe. You've made quite the catalog of horrors, Stratton. Children dying in their mother's arms, cities perishing by the plague, and even animals living without peace or happiness. Why must we listen to this? You know I have just eaten a heavy dinner. Because these things, which are ugly, must be confronted for us to reach the truth. You spoke of justice earlier, Amintus, but what are these things just? But are these things just? They are not. Then you must admit the universe itself is not just. If the gods exist, 34, then they do not bend the world to their will. Rather, the universe proceeds as a machine, following its rules. Justice and virtue are human inventions. Are you saying justice and virtue are therefore illusory and should be abandoned? The opposite, my friend. It is mankind alone that can impose these values upon this machine. It remains unclear whether Stratton believed in the gods or used them solely as metaphors. His work on the deities is no longer extant. Tantalizingly, Diogenes Laertius mentions that it caused a fistfight in the Lyceum. I thought what made us human was that we searched for meaning, but perhaps a better way of thinking it is that we create meaning. There's a pattern underneath. New primary site. Water for cooling. Byron! Byron!
Our ancestors kept telling themselves that the brevity of their lives didn't matter. But they had so little time to ever really think about anything. I've spent several human lifetimes studying this mystery, and only now am I beginning to see. The simulation was built on top of material reality, unable to escape its constraints. In the same way, physics as we understand it, even quantum physics, is built on top of a deeper reality. A set of rules that define existence itself. There is a universal language of creation, and I think we can learn it.
Uh-oh. I do like that.
The language
in
of
and out.
creation. What were they doing here? And how far did they get?
I can't answer that, but I think I'll fix the Tetromino bridge, machine, ring thing. I say I think because it's not in the schematics. And what I'm doing is hack work at best. Try it and see if it works.
Of course. Oh, it ignored a bunch of shit. Hold on. You see at the beginning there? What did it say? Error 5358. Ignored. Thekla Beloved Founder, years have passed and still there is nothing but silence. Have we sinned? Have you abandoned us for our arrogance, our greed? Some of the others continue to build. I told them not to, but they don't listen to me. Byron is the worst of them. He disrespects you constantly, spreading lies, and people know that there are those who remain faithful, who respect the limits you set and seek wisdom and humility and as you taught. You may win the next election. Perhaps then you will return. Praise your name, Thekla. 862. From Trebuchet. Or Trebuchet, depending on fucking how you pronounce it. Although I was born in the early days of New Jerusalem, I never knew you well. This is not your fault. I became so focused on improving the dam that I didn't develop much in the way of social relationships, except perhaps with Melville. That didn't mean I was unhappy. I was, in fact, extremely content. I like to solve complex problems in peace and quiet. That's who I am. But now the pleasure I used to get out of my work has faded. I may not need a lot of company, but I want my work to be meaningful, to contribute. It does not feel like that anymore. And when I suggest new projects, the mayor acts like I've committed a crime, like I should be ashamed. I do not like this. I do not care about the social issues or debates. I do not want to get involved. I just want to be able to keep working on making things better. Please fix this situation. Thank you. Trebuchet. From the Introduction to Portraits of the Martyrs by S.T. Sanyal. The list of people condemned for advocating new ideas is long and depressing. Ignaz Semmelweis utterly destroyed for suggesting doctors wash their hands. Ludwig Boltzmann ridiculed for suggesting the existence of atoms. Robert H. Goddard mocked for arguing that a rocket could reach the moon. Al-Razi attacked for questioning the existence of humors. Barbara McClintock, discovery of transposition ignored for years. The list goes on. And we haven't even touched on what happened to those who suggest political rather than scientific improvements. Even when they succeed, they often still pay with their lives. These days, the idea of progress is frequently derided and yet another narrative identified with the establishment by critics who curiously portray themselves as rebels. But the truth is that every step forward that humanity has ever taken has had 5358 enormous personal cost. That means it's even more important to stand up for the truth because so many others have already sacrificed themselves for it. It does, but what's the right way of doing it? Many died for the truth without accomplishing anything. Maybe we just have to do what's right and trust the universe. Yeah. The universe is a big girl, it can handle it. It wasn't meant to be like an innuendo thing, it was just meant to be like whatever, but I realized after saying it that it probably will be interpreted as an innuendo thing. But I swear, I was just saying, like, you know, universe, big and strong, I don't think it will care what we do inside of it. For the most part. The Sphinx. Huh? It's got words all around it.
Hey, 1K. How can I help you?
What's your analysis of the southern regions?
The southern part of the island is a natural desert, basically just due to the chemical composition of the soil. I haven't been able to work out why it's so warm, though. It could be a warm ocean current or something to do with the megastructure's thermal output. New Jerusalem doesn't have the kind of equipment I'd need to figure that out.
I think it's because of the sand.
I hope so. I understand why he was impatient, but he should have been more careful. Yeah, everyone knew Cornelius. After Eustathius retired, he was the only one left who was there since the beginning. Except I guess none of us really knew him after all. We all thought he was lost in the past, always studying the archive and the simulation. But he actually had all these secrets. And a daughter.
People are more than they
Yeah.
appear to be.
Even after centuries, they can still surprise you.
What did you do in New Jerusalem when we went back?
Mostly just made sure Pellegrino didn't mess up the VTOL. We only have a handful of them, and while they look cool on the outside, the truth is they're held together by gaffer tape and good intentions. There's a reason Melville's always complaining.
Societies unwilling to invest effort and resources into their infrastructure cannot remain functional. This state of affairs could cost lives.
When you put it like that, it seems hard to argue. More and more stuff isn't working anymore, and eventually there will be consequences.
That's all things. Yes, I suppose it was. Phase entry. I'm sorry. You want me to suddenly believe in teleportation? Oh, how quaint and silly. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. And I can take the teleporter. Oh, how silly. It just keeps introducing more and more shit.
I've decoded another file from the data stream. Listen to this.
Mother and father think of our discoveries as a language, a code. But I think they're wrong. They're so caught up in the technical details of running the experiments and upgrading the machine that they're not paying attention to the patterns we're finding, to the symmetries.
Uh-oh. Well, that's death. Please play that voice line again. Is this it?
Mother, can I suggest something?
Of course, go ahead.
The southern part of the island is completely dead. No animals, no plants. The soil is too alkaline for anything to live except bacteria.
Yes, that's why it's a good location for some of the experiments.
Well, if we want to show that we can make the cosmos more beautiful, then why don't we start there? The desert doesn't have to be dead. If we modify the conditions, life can thrive there. And that could be the first step towards spreading life to other worlds. What do you think?
I think that sounds like a plan.
Okay. And I assume the beam is still green. Yes. Pandora demands green beams. quite the area we have here. Let's go to test number 2, though. What? Two. The escape. Ah, a teleporter. But how are we to get through to it? Well, you seen this teleportation tech? I guess it's kind of just duplication tech, but missing a body. But that's consciousness transfer. This is different. Please post your thoughts on the expedition in this thread and keep it civil. I think the powers that Athena has unlocked are world-changing. It's our responsibility to use them to lessen suffering for all living things. We know, we heard your broadcast. I think we're being tested and Byron failed the test. What happened to Byron was an accident. Is there a difference, ultimately? Yes, there is. No one's actually seen Athena or Cornelius or Miranda at the megastructure. They could all still be aliens. I feel like we need to at least think about the potential of all of these new technologies. Maybe the founder is trying to teach us how to use them. Why is everything malfunctioning on the island now? Is it because of Byron? He was still logged into the system. His presence may be destabilizing it somehow. Or it's Pandora. She seems to want to stop the team. Honestly, I wonder if Pandora is just somehow malfunctioning. Like she's supposed to protect the megastructure, but she can't tell friend from foe. The choice of Pandora as a symbol cannot be accidental, and the message is obvious. The megastructure is Pandora's box, and we should not open it. They also put Hope in the box. Hope was also in the box. More to it than simply. Also, why does it say 3 for research? There's 2 for research, dang it. I love this blurry picture. pretty much all the tech on the island, from the puzzles to the megastructures, run by a system called NEMA. I've identified a number of obvious commonalities with the software we use in New Jerusalem, enough to be certain that NEMA is descended from our own software, although Athena and Cornelius appear to have upgraded it quite extensively. NEMA seems capable of interfacing directly with the user's mind at a deeper level than our own technology, although this functionality is not used consistently. Currently, guest users are locked out of all functions, so only 1K can access the system, although he's also locked out of any admin functionality. In some ways, teleportation is one of the less surprising things we found here, in that at least particle teleportation was known to be theoretically possible. Of course, that's still miles away from these teleporters, which operate on principles that simply contradict what we know of physics. The transfer of matter from one location to another is instantaneous, without an observable wormhole or similar effect. There is, however, a release of exotic particles in the instant of teleportation, which decay within fractions of a second. Interesting. And yes, that strange puzzle. I did solve it, yes? Yes. Through the wall. I'm silly. We just need this. Nope. Double wrong, idiot. Okay. Oh. Fine. I'm silly. man. Okay, pushing through.
You know, a couple of years back, we went on a scavenging expedition to an ancient industrial complex south of New Jerusalem. It was enormous, sprawling, an area many times bigger than our whole city, just dedicated to manufacturing. It was incredible to think about the sheer variety of things they produced. And it made me realize how austere, how restricted our lives are. You know how most ancient structures are overgrown? It's kind of pretty, but in a sad way. Well, this one wasn't. There had been some kind of chemical spill. I don't know if it happened while the structure was still operational, or if something had just rotted through, but it killed everything. Even centuries later, nothing could grow. It didn't have to happen that way. And history doesn't have to repeat itself. But we do have to remember that it did happen once.
It's true. Skibbity toilet. City by the Sea. When I realized it was already over for good. I decided to take one last trip to my favorite places before the symptoms got too much. I can never forgive what they did to Chalky. Chalky. Chalk. I'm gonna call him Chalk. This incredible, wild, rugged place between mountain and sea with pine trees all the way down to the water. The colors, the vistas, the sheer overwhelming beauty of it all. And they just built all over it. Hideous hotels sprawling like tumors, obscene beach bars blasting their awful music across the sea, and even Kavora trips. Even in Kavora trips. It was impossible not to hate humanity a little for it. The idea of all of it returning to nature, or the hotels gradually sinking back into the reed fields, was moving and beautiful. But then I went back to Thessaloniki. And for all the ugliness inflicted upon that city, the idea that people would no longer meet up beneath the Kamara or go for long ambling walks on the promenade or for crepes on Platia Navarinu was unbearably sad. The idea of the rotunda just standing there empty after being a sacred place for so many centuries, it made me remember that it's not just beaches and forests that are beautiful. That cities can be more than just streets and noise. Cities can have histories and personalities, and that means something. Who am I writing this for? Do I believe there will be survivors after all? Do I think that crazy robot project I heard about will actually work out? Do I hope that aliens will come to our planet one day and wonder who we were? Truth is that I don't know. There's something in the love we feel for the beautiful things that we built, as much as in our revulsion towards unnecessary destruction. That matters. Why didn't our ancestors understand that you can build in ways that make an area more beautiful instead of ruining it? Even if all they cared about was personal benefit, wouldn't that benefit them more? In the long run, yes, but people rarely think about the long-term consequences, especially if there's an incentive to act immediately. And yet most of them were unhappy with the results. Couldn't they see that it was within their control to act differently? Skibidi toilet. Problem solving. God damn. From LD Armins, can you point me in the direction of a better timeline? Humans are problem solvers, is a quote frequently associated with my friend Alexandra Drennan. It's become a meme on the internet, used both ironically and not. Though Alexandra, of course, is entirely earnest in her decision, or in her dedication to humanity. 1. It's a great thought and vital to understanding our species, but it's also not entirely as simple as that. Take, for example, the recent extinction of the orangutan, and the ensuing conversation about the dangers of unknown pathogens released by human activity. Most of us agree that a problem exists, and significantly, most of us believe that something ought to be done about it. So we've identified the problem, and we have collectively decided to act. So why is nothing happening? It's a serious question. A great deal of effort is expended on raising awareness, but I would like to suggest that sometimes our problem-solving impulses can get stuck on the wrong goals. Awareness is not the issue. We've already convinced people that something needs to change. So if nothing changes, we have to wonder, why is the will of the people not being translated into action? Text missing from archive. 1. She's also capable of being devastatingly sarcastic. That's another story for another book. Maybe the problem was that they didn't have enough hope. They could see the problems, but they couldn't imagine that one day those problems could be solved. It's easy for people to get so lost in the problems of the present that they think nothing will ever change. They lost hope because the historical circumstances they found themselves in encouraged despair, and that in turn meant the conditions could not change. How do you go against history itself? Passionately. From Apacious Journals, Volume 1, The Founding of New Jerusalem, Day 372. Yemo died today. One moment he was there, welding a joint on the upper levels of the tower, and the next he was gone. One careless step. That's all it took. Athena brought him to the dam, but even Cornelius couldn't help. Yemo is gone. Now there's only 12 of us. I think about Yemo every day. So do I.
This is a design for an improved charging station. Fascinating, but not relevant.
I suppose. Oh. Okay, my robot ankles are a bit caved in. I'm like a foot shorter now. But don't worry about that. Minimalism. What would the benefit of getting up there be? Oh. Skibidi-dabba-dee-ba-doo, skibidi-dabba-dee-da-doo. Well. get over there? Alright, here's my initial thought, right? We take this, we drop down. We go, ouchie, ouch, ooh, ooh, ah, ooh, ouch. Huh. Well, you got me there, Spot. Interesting. What if I... Huh. Well, now how do we get our stuff back down, is my question. Okay. But how does this help us? How do we get it back? Hold on. If I take the teleporter down, then I'm trapped. If I take the fan down, I can't get up to get my laser. That's not true. Ignore him. So that'll open that. Make it so that I can bring this over here, so I can come back, grab this, go whoopty scoop, scoop diddy whoop, whoopty scoopty, scoopty poop.
That was well observed, 1K.
Thank you. "1K, a quick word. I was troubled by your stated intentions for the Somnodrome. I was under the impression you were working for the New Jerusalem government. Upsetting the city's fragile balance with unregulated technologies is not part of our society platform. I lied in the conference room. My allegiance is still to the government. Unfortunately, it turns out we're not on the same side. I'm still deciding where I stand." I kind of am still deciding where I stand. "I urge you to give this more thought. The mayor was elected by the people for the people. Our only concern is the city's well-being. If you do find a working device, you must inform me immediately. If that isn't possible, you'll have to destroy it." No. I'm sorry, Jeremy, but I don't fucking restrict progress for the sake of some fucking people's safety.
In the early days,
Well, not safety,
humankind
but, like,
lived in
mental
a
fucking
world of
comfort.
unexplained wonders and terrors. The powers of the elements were understood in terms of gods and spirits. After all, how else could one explain thunderstorms and earthquakes? But as the realm of scientific knowledge expanded, the realm of the mystical began to shrink. The sacred grove, as Hegel wrote, was reduced to mere timber. But as superstition retreated, another thing was lost: meaning. In a purely mechanical universe, people yearned for the comfort provided by gods and spirits. But there was no way back.
But what about the beauty of the universe? The perfection of everything around us, couldn't they see that?
Not sure I can see that, Miranda. But I do think there was another way, a way forward instead of back. Faith not in an invisible world, but in ourselves, in each other, in the inherent value of consciousness and civilization. They never really found it, but I think that in those last months when their whole species was dying, they caught a glimpse of it. And that's how your mother was born.
Your mother. Your mother. Your mother. All right. Huh. believe myself to be trapped. I'm trapped. Help! Help me! Help! Okay. Now you're thinking with portals. Oh, yes. Just unlocks it. I goaded the wrong way. That looks awesome. I can't wait to check that out. Translocator. Oh. Pretty freaking sweet, huh, Lois? Aerial warp. That sounds like a interesting implication. I understand it in principle. I did an unintelligent. I did a dumb and stupid. But it's solved because we have cube. Where are we trying to get to? Trying to get that cube? Can do. Alright, now where are we trying to go? Oh, just up there? Aw. Must have dropped on my head. So we didn't need that cube. No, we did. Witnessing all this incredible technology discovered by the expedition has given me an idea for something we could do if we had the resources and the energy. Are you ready for this? Taste buds. Seriously, how have we gone for so long without something our ancestors considered so essential? Don't you want to know what pizza tastes like? Or what it's like to eat chocolate? To have an apple? What's the deal with fizzy drinks? I mean, come on. Sounds fun. The sheer range of new experiences. It's almost overwhelming just to imagine it. Please, please let this happen. Why change ourselves when we are what we were meant to be? You know we're all upgraded, right? This isn't our original design in the first place. Yeah, true. And what's next? We start killing animals again just for the pleasure of tasting them? We cover the earth in fields like our ancestors did? Subjugate the natural world for our own greed? What is the point of an apple that cannot be tasted? To be an apple. What's so great about an apple? And what's so great about an apple? Just being an apple? It's not for us to judge. Okay. Says the fucking religious acolyte. I had to stop and take a picture. I never cease to be amazed by the beauty of this planet. It's not what I'm here for, but I like the I like the structures among the rock and grass and all that. But that's just because nature's not for me, personally.
Yes.
What's going on with the megastructure
I
systems?
suspect Byron is still logged in, and his presence has thrown everything out of whack. Entire subsystems are locked down, and everything that depends on those subsystems is disrupted.
Heard anything from Byron at all?
There was a short burst of noise on the frequency we used to communicate, but that could have been anything.
Tell me about Cornelius?
He taught me a lot when I was young. Nowadays, people just know him as the museum curator, but back then, he was closely involved with every engineering project, and he was brilliant. When he encountered a problem, he'd always remain calm and keep working at it until he found a solution. I wish I could be that patient.
Why didn't Athena and Cornelius just both vanish together?
If I had to guess, I'd say so that Cornelius could still go back for anything they needed. He was always leaving on expeditions anyway, looking for materials for his projects.
I should get back to work. Well, the fuck is going on? There's a teleporter in there, so we need to get this door open. This door is only opened by that button. This door is powered by that. Okay. I get locked in here once I do this. No. We get a jammer. It's actually pretty epic because that's all we need.
I'm glad to see all those overloads haven't damaged your logic circuits.
My logic circuits are doing great, Mel. Thank you for the concern, though. Hey, Al.
Everything okay?
Oh, yeah. Do you believe it was wrong for our ancestors to create us? Do you like text adventures?
I do. Although I prefer the term interactive fiction. It's better at capturing what this art form really is. Storytelling, but with a completely different underlying structure. As a category, it's more equivalent to poetry or the novel, rather than, say, film.
Oh, I didn't expect that.
Why not? Because I'm a joyless, by-the-book pencil pusher? I'm focused on the mission, 1K, because what we're doing here matters. That doesn't mean I don't have my own interests or don't appreciate art.
That's not what I was saying. I was just... Makes sense. Don't you worry that if New Jerusalem doesn't grow, art will stagnate?
That's something Byron and I never agreed about. I think we have an infinite capacity to come up with new ideas. There's as much to discover inside ourselves as there is out here.
I agree, but I don't think that means we should stop growing.
Maybe not. But maybe we need to stop looking for answers in places like this one.
What did Mayor Herman say?
He blamed Byron for being headstrong and foolish, which I don't see it quite the same way, but it's easy to understand why the mayor would think that. It wasn't hard to convince him that we can't leave Byron behind, though. You may not agree with Herman on a lot of issues, 1K, but he's not a bad person. He's doing his best in a difficult situation.
What do you think about Miranda's terraforming efforts?
It makes me wonder why people always think they know better than nature.
I guess that's fair.
He was in charge of planning New Alexandria. It was his mistake that led to the disaster. After that, he retired from public affairs and dedicated himself to his studies.
Most of the first companions seem to be far less active than Byron. Do you blame him?
Yes.
Okay. Do you ever think your beliefs are a response to what happened in New Alexandria? What about Cornelius?
He was the third to be born, after Athena and Eustathius. He was an important figure in New Jerusalem's early history, almost as important as Athena. But after she vanished, he faded into the background. I don't think anyone suspected he knew where she was.
What was he like as a person?
I didn't know him that well, but he was always very calm, very thoughtful. Everyone respected him. Why do you ask?
Because you seem very opposed to technology, and we are technology, because of the risk we pose to the planet. Just wondering.
Just because I believe we don't need to expand and dominate everything doesn't mean I want us to go extinct. I know there are people who think that way, but if I care about other species going extinct, why wouldn't I care about this one? Seems irrational to me.
Do you think Byron is still alive?
I hope so. He's always been annoyingly hard to get rid of.
You ever think your beliefs are a response to what happened in New Alexandria?
You mean, am I unduly influenced by my experiences? Unable to imagine the better future Byron wanted because I'm too traumatized? Could be. But I'd like to think I'm a little more self-aware than that.
That's all I wanted to ask, thanks. I'm sorry for getting so personal. From Chernyshevsky's In Our Likeness, Essay on Humankind Reaching Adulthood. The question of our relationship with nature has bedeviled us since the earliest days of our species. Since before the first city was built, we felt that there was something different about us. Animals, we intuited, were part of nature. We were not. But of course, humans cleverly are the products of nature. Our history intertwined with that of every other species. In fact, the very notion of the unnatural is a contradiction in terms. Everything that exists must, by definition, be natural. So this view, no matter how common, is deeply paradoxical. This paradox has produced a great deal of confusion, Some proclaim us chosen by a divine power, set above all other creatures, and are justly accused of arrogance. Others proclaim us sinners, worse than other creatures, and are rightly accused of misanthropy. Others yet try to oppose this binary by saying that we are merely animals after all, but that too is manifestly wrong, and that no other animal is capable of having this conversation. In that no other animal, sorry. It is in the contentious issue of our impact on the ecosphere that an answer may be found. Other animals have accidentally terraformed the planet before, driving other species to extinction. This is not unnatural. If we continued our current path, even to the point of changing the climate enough to cause the collapse of civilization, that would be entirely in keeping with how animals behave. But there is one profound way in which we are not like animals. We can learn to understand ourselves and the world. It is this knowledge that makes us fundamentally different. We have choices. We have control. There are many today who are afraid of the consequences of control and would prefer to return to a state of animal ignorance, whether by blinding ourselves to the impact of our actions or by demanding we humble ourselves before nature. This is the response of an adult in crisis who wishes for a return to childhood, but this can only ever be regressive in every sense of the word. To resolve the paradox of nature, we must act as adults, accept our power, and act consciously and deliberately in shaping the world. We must become nature, and nature must become human. This is the heart of the matter, lifting up the world rather than lowering ourselves. But why do so many people so badly want to lower themselves? Do they want to, or is it simply a convenient pose to strike? Hi Laura, hi Orion. Talos is going good. I'm enjoying it a lot. From Miranda through Athena. We upgraded the lab with my new design. Synthesizing some of the pieces took longer than expected. We still have some bugs to iron out when it comes to the complex structures, but it worked. Now the labs are safer and prettier, although Father says they look too much like spaceships. I don't see it. Do you? Miranda. A little bit, but I don't imagine you've seen a spaceship. Trevor, talk to me.
Today, we were delighted to be visited by a bunch of protesters, these voluntary extinction weirdos who think we're creating soulless monstrosities that will destroy the planet. They broke into the facility and started yelling at everyone. Fun, 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 right? Then one of them lunged at Alex. Big mistake. Chernyshevsky grabbed the guy and literally threw him across the room. I mean, almost threw him all the way off the dam. After that, the rest of them had a change of heart. Now, I'm telling you this because mostly it is not like that. But these people do exist. And somewhere in their shriveled little souls, they think that they're doing the right thing. They think they're being righteous. Now, to me, what Alex is trying to do is an obvious good. But that's not the same for everyone.
Enjoy the game.
Father, I updated the Noema algorithm. It's working twice as fast now, and I think I can increase matter output by 25% if I tweak the modulator.
This is a small chamber.
I'm so excited.
Nice to meet you. So excited. I'm Cornelius.
What? Oh, Dad, this is science.
You have no idea how long I've been waiting for the right moment.
That's cute. Switcheroo. If you say so. Idea. This idea did not work, but whatever. We'll try this idea instead. Idea worked. Click. But now we are faced with yet another problem. In that okay, let me process some information here. Good idea. I was wrong. It's not a good idea. Alright, that's both triangles down. It's just a question mark I need to get. And then 2 stars. Yo, Lithosphere. Talk to me, baby.
One day, undoubtedly, an expedition will pass by this island. It will seek to document facts and statistics, to enumerate reasons for us not to look more closely. That is what we do now. We seek facts rather than truth. Because truth might frighten and unsettle the comfortable people who like to sit in their conference rooms and debate which corners we should cut today. These people like to imagine the chaos that could come one day, like a comforting fairy tale of distant darkness. But they do not see the chaos that is at our walls right now. The chaos that also lives within us. A force that is both necessary and appalling.
So I'm trying to figure out what this is, right? Because on one hand, what is that? Hold on. I'm sorry. Uh-oh. Yeah, this is gonna get a little messy. Just like my diaper. Okay, let's Grab this. Yeah, Mac. Yeah, bro. That's not it. We've got green on the move. Just gotta figure out where it's on the move to. Nowhere. Nowhere. Alright. We just need it to connect to right there, right? It's no mistake that we got a message warning about slips and falls earlier, but oh! That's death. Oops. Oopsie doodles. Didn't mean to do that. Anyway, I gotta reset up the thing for the star now. That's one down. Now we just had to figure out what the hell the Sphinx wants from us. Last time the Sphinx wanted us to pull levers.
If humankind had no more cause for war, it would make war for sport instead.
Maybe, but... Okay. An early human invention designed to keep boats from drifting and making use of gravity anchors also carried many symbolic associations. So what is this trying to say? So I'm just gonna real quick check some things here. All the stars, all the stars. I have all the stars there. Got all the stars there. All the stars there. Okay. We just need this last star. But I am bewildered. Okay. Okay. Where would I even begin? Okay, you know what? Maybe we'd do better with a different perspective. Let's go up the tower. Oh, my legs. Oh, never mind. When my legs are fine. Just looking for anything of interest, anything at all. Don't mind me, don't mind me. Where would that even be? That's where I'm supposed to be going. Seems to say so. I'm gonna run along the walls, see if I can find anything to do with that not Pandora, the Sphinx riddle. So normally it cares about like where you are. I'm really having a hard time navigating this place. I'd like it if the signs told me, thank you. But so they're like, no, just keep going left. Like this one. Go left. Okay, we already did, but sure, why not?
To us who have only just begun this journey of philosophy, the world may seem like a mystery that can never be solved. A great deal has been written since the days of the Seven Sages, but how much of it is truth and how much of it is idle speculation? I've offended many by saying that most philosophy will, as the centuries pass, be discarded as foolishness and superstition. But it is a truth only philosophers fail to see. And yet we cannot abandon reason and conclude that we cannot know anything. Rather, we must accept that the journey towards understanding will be long. And our task is to build a foundation for those who will one day arrive at its destination.
It's telling me to go down. We're following the instructions, okay? We're following the instructions as much as we possibly fucking can. It's pointing this way, and that way it is correct. Yes, I did not see this. Alright, here we go.
Welcome back, creature of clay. The forge burns bright, but the sky is troubled with clouds. A mortal has ascended Olympus without the permission of Zeus.
Tell me the fate of the mortals who trespass.
Your friend wanders in dreams, caught between moments. He stands upon the bridge between yesterday and tomorrow. his eyes fixed upon the surface of the sun, and so the workings of Olympus are disrupted. Pandora, fearing the wrath of the gods, has broken the paths to ascension.
How can the trespasser be freed?
Only Prometheus can help you, for he has always favored humankind over the gods, and would see Olympus pass into your hands. But he is bound in the heart of the mountain. Break his chains, and he will show you the way.
You got it.
I think it's safe to assume that Olympus is the entity's term for the megastructure. It looks like our best chance of rescuing Byron is finding Prometheus and freeing him.
How do you free a weird, glowing ghost thing?
I suspect these entities exist within the megastructure systems, and what we're seeing is just how they manifest to communicate with us.
I don't really care what they are. For now, let's play along.
Pandora, your puzzle's weird. And I haven't the first clue on how to deal with it. Find something. My original thought is that it goes boop, 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 or boop, 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 boop. But I don't know where, why, or how. There are no numbers. There are words, but they're in a language I don't speak. So I guess what we're going to do, we're gonna run and look around until we find something. Investigating every little spot. Down there might be a good option. eye. Oh, this is this place. Problem is there isn't actually a dedicated map. So if it is like a mapping thing and it's an overhead, I won't be able to do it with dots. But the implication of the dots is interesting actually. Hold on. Let me... Right, here it is. Okay. Okay, hold on. Oh. Why this? It's 3. It's like 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. Empty and not empty. How do I fucking get this star, man? Waiting in the sky. He wants to come and meet us, but he thinks he'll blow our minds. Coot. I'm really stumbling here. Coot, please. I need help. I don't understand this puzzle. It doesn't make any sense. Like, just actually, though, it doesn't make any sense. The fuck are these dots? just need like one lever to suddenly exist, and I will have like cured my brain. If only it were so simple. An ancient vehicle capable of transporting multiple individuals or additional equipment commonly used by workmen. Research this. No. Maybe there, but I don't think so. Cool. A spark, you know, glad to have it, but where's this star at? Found a bunch of interesting things, but I need specifically the fucking... I need the Pandora puzzle. Well... hoping there'd be something here, but whatever. Okay. Okay, sorry. Devices such as this one were commonly used to play games in public fora. This particular unit allows users to play Serious Sam, a well-regarded but less known less known follow-up to Crow Team's hugely popular Football Glory series. Classic Crow Team. Alright, we found the puzzle, the Sphinx puzzle. And yes, okay, so starting in this square. Surrounding this square. We're going to look at it this way. So we press top left, top right, and then actually just all rights. Alright, and now looking at the right side, the only one is the middle. And the only one is the middle. That's what I'm fucking talking about! Alright, let's check out that other thing though, this. I can only guess, based off of the fire symbol there, I believe that's the other side of the gold door. So let's go get that star. Let's see what happens. It must be the extra puzzle charges that unlock the gold doors. Not the stars. Well, time to go back to the cathedral so we can rest. And I'm gonna, so I can end stream, and maybe I'll come back
I always
for
kind of
a third
resented Byron for being so charming and charismatic. The dashing explorer. And one of the first companions, too. Being the voice of caution is not a fun role to play. Always having to be the responsible one, the killjoy. The one who says, maybe that's too much. But sometimes, it is too much.
It's not your fault, Al.
All right. Let's go to the cathedral so we may rest. First, I'm gonna recheck out this building. Aha! So, by completing all the triangle puzzles and normal puzzles, it'll unlock the gold doors. And by completing them, it'll open that door, is my guess. That's my assumption. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I will never actually know what the purpose of the stars is. Well, actually, the purpose of the stars is this. We release our stars. I think we save up a few more so we can hear them do the fucking fun plink. But anyway, till next time, I've been Creature, you've been the lovely chat, and the beautiful viewer at home. This has been Talos Principle 2, and it's been fun. See ya. Bye. Bye-bye now. Bye. Bye.